Have a seat, Brandon. Come on up, grab a seat. Yep. So I have to say, we started our visit off recently with a wonderful meal last night, and it was at a restaurant in Philadelphia that served Lebanese food. And I sat there and I dreamed last night about everything that you selected for us to eat and that we ate in the restaurant, which is amazing. Thank you for being here. And I was wondering, Chef, to kick us off tonight, you have a lot of people in the audience that hopefully haven't had a chance to go to EDWINS yet, but are curious about what inspired you to dedicate your culinary talent and leadership to building EDWINS and creating the opportunities that you have for people that are justice impacted.
Yeah,
Kick us off.
I'll do it. How's everyone doing? All right? You know, I'm a big Lions fan, so I'm looking at this Eagles jersey. It's just I'm feeling some sort of way. But listen, this is thanks for dinner last night. First of all, beautiful. EDWINS, for people who don't know what it is, you know, it's this idea of hope and a way to achieve it through culinary arts and hospitality. It's a French fine dining restaurant. You know, for 6 months, people go through and learn every aspect of it, along with business basics. And you know, we also have a bakery and butcher shop that people will learn in as well. So what started it all? You know, I was in and out of jails when I was younger. Fortunately, never had to do hard sentence, but it taught me enough to know that, you know, when life strips the humanity away from you, it's a pretty bad place. You know, it's a pretty lonely place. And I was able to, you know, get out on probation, find a chef who mentored me and taught me a very simple thing. He said, Brandon, it's not practice that makes perfect. It's perfect practice that makes perfect. And little by little, he would teach me the fundamentals of the French cuisine. And man, it was beautiful. Like, it just resonated with me. I would go home and read about it. I would go home and just, research about it. And really, that was a turning point with understanding that if you have a mentor, you can go anywhere in the world. And I literally went everywhere in the world.
You did. It's amazing. I had the opportunity to go to EDWINS, the restaurant, but it isn't just, it's not just a training program. EDWINS is housing, legal services, life skills, and community. And I'm curious why it was important for you to create such a holistic model on how that changed. What are the outcomes from all this? What are you seeing happening to those people that are touched by EDWINS?
Yeah, you know, I mean, the whole idea was just to build the best French restaurant in the world, right? And having worked in the best in Paris and New York, I mean, I knew what I was up against, right? But just having a restaurant is kind of simple, right? To provide all the other services and give it to people with zero experience was really the degree of difficulty and the challenge I wanted to take on. But you know, going through this whole thing, I mean, how many of you have plans in life? Do you have plans? I mean, like, some of you have plans, but come on, like, you know, you want to get married and you find someone to get married to. Then you say you want to do something with them, like, you know, but it doesn't exactly go as planned, right? So the whole plan for EDWINS and these services that we provide were just built out of need. You know, just like you in a relationship, if you find someone that, I don't know, maybe has a hard time with something, you're going to find a way to make it easier for them, right? And that's all that we're doing at EDWINS. Like, this thing is not brain surgery. You know, I barely graduated high school. I'm a hard-working Polak. You know what I mean? And that's like the bottom line, dude. I bury my head and I just work. And I know that we can get somewhere. I know that you can get wherever you want to get in life. So the plans for EDWINS, as the housing became a thing, and then childcare happened, and working in juvenile corrections, then working across the country on these tablets. All this was based out of just the voices of those we serve, and just putting my head down and the team's head down to get that goal accomplished. So there was a plan to make it like a pretty big thing, but you never know what it is until you get into that moment.
I love it. So I want to cue the next slide if you can, because there's one after this.
It's a good-looking guy.
There you go, good-looking guy. So I don't know if you can see this behind me, but this, I had the chance to go to EDWINS in Cleveland several years ago, and we had dinner. We have some kids that live in Cleveland, and one of the things that happened was we ordered Bananas Foster, and
Yeah.
this gentleman came out and made us Bananas Foster. It was the best Bananas Foster I think I've ever eaten, but that wasn't what was so memorable. This is a picture, because he got done making Bananas Foster that night, and he had this smile on his face as if he had just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And it was the most amazing thing. And I wish that I could recreate that for every single student that is touched by the Petey Greene program. And I was wondering if you might be able to share a success story that sticks out in your mind of people that have been touched by EDWINS and your work.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton, right? I mean, there's a lot. But listen, I got to tell you a Banana Foster story real quick. So, like people are working at EDWINS, they come they'll be coming right out of the joint. And we don't have like this like runway for you to learn how to do something. You literally just we start working. So it happens really fast how people pick up on things, or, we're pretty good at, curbing some of the errors. But we had this one guy, man, he was making Banana Foster. And has anyone lit liquor on fire? It will follow the liquor, it's like a Hollywood movie. You can draw a line with it and it follows it. And some guy was making Banana Foster one night, it followed it right back in. And I was across the dining room, where that nasty jersey is. And all I heard was it went, and I was like, what the fuck? I look over, it goes poof everywhere.
Oh, no.
The liquor went everywhere. I never laughed. I was like, oh my gosh, so embarrassing. Nobody got hurt, fortunately. But Banana Foster, you think it was a very pleasant, harmonious, friendly dish. It got really, furious that night. Yeah.
I love it.
That was pretty cool. But that was not one of the success stories. Success stories include so many things, right? You're dealing with, anyone that goes into a different environment, whether it be a foreign country, a different work culture, a different setting. It could be across the street. You're not familiar with that, like what's going on. It's just uncomfortable, and every day that someone comes in and steps into a place where you're dealing with like some pretty high maintenance people whose biggest problem might be like what cup to order online that they can drink their coffee out of. And it's like a totally weird world, and I'm still uncomfortable in it. And I'm really proud each day when someone comes in, they show up, they jump into something they never knew, they work with people they don't know, and they succeed. So that's like a success story every day, every night, every person. Some of the larger ones, people went on to open their own restaurant, and they're killing it, they're crushing it. Perhaps like my most favorite, like we now have kids. Like, see, when I started EDWINS, I had this idea when I was 24. I'm 45. Okay, I didn't get married till I was like 36 or whatever. And so you have to understand, most of this EDWINS career, I was a single guy just swinging and just like, hitting it, right? And when I came across people who had kids, I didn't quite understand the power of what it means to have a child until you have a child. One woman, she gave birth in prison, and this is probably after we had 3 kids. We have 5 now. She gave birth in prison. She got released. She comes to our program. She eventually gets clean. She graduates, gets a job, gets kid back. And I don't care how many fucking Michelin stars someone has. That right there is like the best story in the world. And that person's still doing successfully. They still have their child. They're clean. And to me, if we can duplicate that again and again, we've won it all.
I love it. I love it. That deserves a yes, chef. As a recent James Beard Award winner and leader in this movement, what do you hope, the broader hope for the hospitality industry sector, and for all of us here tonight, what do you hope we'll do to open more doors for people that are justice impacted?
Yeah, that's a good question, man. That's a good question. You said these are softball questions.
Sorry.
Sorry. It's just like in our industry, sometimes we just got to get our heads out of our ass and realize, although we're doing great food, it's just food. You know what I mean? Like, I cooked for Jacques Pepin recently. We're close. Working around some of the giants that have been doing this for a long time, you get to realize that food is just food, right? And you don't have to be so crazy. Believe me, I was. It took me a while to learn this. But the power of food is in what it can do for our society and for those who are trying to get up a ladder in life. So whether that be a ladder of education, whether that be a ladder of income, whether that be a ladder of experience, that's our job as chefs. And I think our responsibility has been become great chef, run great restaurants, scream and yell, run great restaurants, and it's like, this is kind of like trajectory. And like, when does it end? It's like this like circle, right? And I just hope that our industry starts to come off that and starts to say, our responsibility is to use food as a vessel for change. Now, whether it's helping someone coming out of a just impacted environment, or whether it's helping a veteran, or whether it's helping my neighbor who's got no problems, but they're going through a tough time in life. Jeff, restaurants are they're like little states. So like, if you can imagine a restaurant, it's got like its own government. You know what I mean? It kind of governs itself. We're a refuge for refugees. We're a bank when someone needs a small loan. We're the soup kitchen when the neighborhood needs it. Like, restaurants are so much more if you look at it that way. But when you look at it as just like this income generator, manage your margins, give me 3% less on food costs, go, go, go. I think we need to get more in the direction of serving.
I love it. I love it. Yes, Jeff. So before we wrap, I have three I'll call them lightning round questions for you.
Yes, great.
The first one is, what's one dish that best represents EDWINS and why?
One dish or like one ingredient?
You can go either.
I do. It's like hollandaise sauce, man. Sometimes the shit just breaks,
Hollandaise. Oh, there you go.
But listen, if you know the right technique, you can always bring it back together. You know what I mean? You get some new yolks in there. You get, then you just re-emulsify what you broke, and it's sometimes even better than before. So I think like hollandaise is good, and it's so sensitive. I mean, it's like you just do something. You have to have a lot of confidence when you make it.
I love it. So interesting. I asked Brandon at dinner last night. I said, what do you think of the Food Network, and what shows do you watch? And he says, I don't know. I don't own a TV. They don't watch TV in your house at all for you or your kids. And it was good to hear, because you really you're not shaded by anything you see on TV or any of the chefs that are out there doing that work. But when I'm curious, when your students graduate, what's the first thing you hope that they feel?
Human.
Human. Awesome.
I know.
Every chef and restaurateur in the country if they could do just one thing tomorrow to support returning citizens, what should it be?
It would be to just let your guard down and be a little more vulnerable. And sometimes it takes a lot. As a chef, we're very demonstrative. I was a plate thrower too, early days, because that's how I came up. But I think it's just to be a little more vulnerable, a little bit open to the fact that, hey, look, anyone can do your job, if you train them properly. And I don't think chefs are ready to accept that. They say, you got to go through this much warfare. You have to do, suffer. You have to do this. No, you don't. You can give someone the ball, show them how to shoot it. And you know what? They're going to start making shots.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Brandon, you've been a good friend over the past few years since I've known you. And just want to give you a huge congratulations on the James Beard Award and all the great work you're doing at EDWINS. And congratulations on being our awardee this year.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. There you go. Here you go.
Thanks, man.
It's yours, man.
Thank you. Good picture right here.
Tied up.
I think so.